Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Coming to you live to tape 25 feet below the surface of the earth, here for another episodic adventure on Chaos Corner, Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Now, I hope you tuned in yesterday, where we did our live-to-tape watch-along of WrestleMania 3 in Part 1 and Part 2. I got a huge response overnight from all the fans here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. So as I said yesterday, we're leading into coming up in April of 2024. We're just about 4 or 5 weeks away to WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. So until then, I'm going to try to cover as many WrestleManias as I can here on the channel for a live-to-tape watch-along. Sit back, relax, grab a snack, a beverage, whatever it is that you want to do. Call your friends, call your family, hit the like button, subscribe, share, leave a comment, inbox me, email me, do something for crying out loud, because you will not get anything else that you get like here on this channel. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans, with my over 50 years as a researcher, a scout, an agent, a historian, a producer, a smark, a mark. That's right, I said it, a mark, and I'm proud of it. And of course, my over 3 decades from pillar to post and coast to coast, covering everything from being a pro wrestling manager who took the fucking bumps to being a broadcaster, a commentator, selling tickets, sweeping floors, setting up the ring. You name it, I did it. Let me calm down. I'm glad you guys are here. Today, as I fumble, stumble, rumble all over the place, we're going to be covering, and again, no chronological order here in all the WrestleManias that I'm going to try to present as many to you before we get into WrestleMania 40 in April of 2024. We are here on April 7th, 1986 for WrestleMania 2. Now, if you remember, yesterday we did WrestleMania 3 with over 90,000 fans at the Pontiac Silverdome, and that was in 1987. So we're going to go forward to go back. Like I said, no chronological order. This could be a 2-parter like yesterday. We don't want to bog you down with 3-4 hours because there's usually 12 to 15 matches. This is going to be part 1. We're going to go through the lineup. We're going to go through the card. And then we're going to do the live-to-tape watch-along. One heck of a time yesterday. It was an extravaganza. It was a bonanza here on Chaos Corner. So sit back and relax. Let me give you a little preview. Again, we want no sounds, no copyrights. We don't want to screw with the algorithm. Drop an elbow on that like button and get us in the algorithm. So WrestleMania 2, we know that it was split up into 3 locations for WrestleMania 2. The LA Sports Arena, the Chicago Rosemont Horizon, and the New York Long Island Nassau Coliseum, April 7th, 1986. Here's the card. Here's the lineup. Here's the rundown of what to expect here today on Chaos Corner. This is going to be a banger. I had one heck of a time yesterday. It's my motivation. It's my passion. I hope that comes across to you guys. And the insanity of 2024 with politics and border invasions and wars and everything else that is going on in the country, economy, racial division, stress, strife. You name it, it's happened, but be prepared. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Stay aware. Situational awareness. Keep your friends and family close and hang out with like-minded people. That's what it's all about. Shout out to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because without him, none of this would be possible. And if he is for us, nobody could be against us. And that's just the facts. Walk in faith. There's no fear here. So now that I've gotten off my soapbox here, we're about 5 minutes in of my opening monologue to let you know what's going on. Go over to the community page. I update on there almost daily. You'll see what's going on. 2,700 videos here on the channel. Over 1,000 subscribers. No paywall, no super chats, no Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, whatever the fuck it is that you call it. Oh, wait. Let me apologize for the cussing. As we show Mount Rushmore in the background of Stevie Wonder singing America the Beautiful here on WrestleMania 2. Let's go through the card before we get started here. Obviously, the big one was on WrestleMania 3 that we covered here on the channel yesterday. Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, the passing of the torch. It really was unbelievable. What we have here today on Chaos Corner. For the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight title, Hulk Hogan will face King Kong Bundy. There's an open invitational 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal where the NFL players, that's right, the National Football League, square off against the best of the World Wrestling Federation superstars. Special guest referee, Ed Too Tall Jones and Dick Butkus, one of the baddest men to ever lace up a pair of cleats and step on the field. We have a special boxing match here in WrestleMania 2. Rowdy Roddy Piper with Lou Duva in his corner against Mr. T. That's right. And Smoking Joe Frazier in his corner. That's right. Well, hold on. I'm knocking stuff all over the studio. And yes, you get close-ups of me again today. My dome piece, the glare, so on and so forth. Scare the rats off, cheesecake, make onions cry. I get it, man. As we look at Mean Gene Okerlund from Chicago at the Rosemont Horizon to start things off here for WrestleMania 2. Also on the card, World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champion, the Macho Man Randy Savage, goes up against George the Animal Steele. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff takes on the Magnificent Don Morocco for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team titles. It's the dream team of Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus the Barber Beefcake against the British Bulldogs with Captain Lou Albano. Jake the Snake Roberts takes on George Wells. For the World Wrestling Federation Women's Championship, the Fabulous Moolah battles, make sure I get it right, Velvet McIntyre. Also, Corporal Kirshner takes on Nikolai Volkov. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat against Hercules Hernandez. Uncle Elmer against adorable Adrian Adonis. Tito Santana and the Junkyard Dog team up to face Terry and Hoss Funk, a.k.a. Dory Funk Jr. Approximate running times, 180 minutes. We did a 3.5-hour show yesterday in 2 segments in 2 hours. We'll probably do the same today. So kick back and relax. This is going to be a lot of fun. Again, part 1, we'll go to a part 2. I'm going to go through as many WrestleManias as I can heading into WrestleMania 40 on the first weekend in April. Here we are. Today is Wednesday, February 28th, I believe. We're going right into March. So I'm going to be here every day or almost every day, at least a handful of times a week to get this done. Because in order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. There's 3 types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the G.O.C. that make things happen. And no, that's not on fast forward. That's not on play. That's me. That's how I talk. That's what I do. No rumbling, no stumbling, no fumbling. This is what you get here. We open up WrestleMania 2 with Mr. Fuji in the ring with his boy, his man from Sunset Beach, Hawaii, as I said yesterday from WrestleMania 3, the magnificent, the Rock, the original Rock, Don Morocco. Now Morocco takes on his longtime nemesis and arch enemy, and I even think they teamed at one time, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, who was one half of the tag team Pretty Wonderful, along with Pretty Paul Roma. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be as I look around the office here in the library and down here in the bunker, the offices are filled all the way up on the 3rd floor. The executive offices are being used. The lounge is being used. They're having a meeting as we speak. So I was lucky to grab my Java and my lemon with water to be down here at Chaos Corner. The boy has gone into business for himself. Emilio, he's around here somewhere. I can hear him. Here we go, fans. The first bout to open up, we start off in the location of Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City at the Rosemont Horizon. Morocco. Orndorff, beautiful collar and elbow. There's nothing better than to start off a nice collar and elbow, and they don't rush right into it. It's not 10 seconds in the ring after the introduction and you're locking up or you're moving around or you're running the ropes. That's not how it works. Showmanship, charisma, play to the crowd. Let them get a feel for what you're doing. Again, nice collar and elbow by Morocco and Orndorff. Orndorff with that side headlock. Far side, step over by Orndorff, and then a big body slam by The Rock. Kick out by Orndorff. Fast and furious by two big men, and Orndorff picks up Morocco and slams him to the ground. Two strong men in fantastic shape. I'll give the strength and the size to Morocco on this one, but definitely the agility and quickness, and he's damn strong himself, would be Paul Orndorff. Let me get hydrated. Boy, let me tell you something. Last night, as I was moderating for Tuesday Night Titans with JD and Andrew Baydala, I'm off the script, and then also with Comic Book Bob, Hollywood, and Here's Johnny over the Wrestling Council. I moderated for 3.5 hours after doing a 2.5 hour podcast, a reality show, a TV show as I call it. This isn't your normal show. You guys know that, what you get here. Morocco with that one-armed whipped reversal by Orndorff. Big back body drop by Orndorff on The Rock. Followed by a nice deep arm drag. Over goes Morocco. Drop toe hold into an arm bar by Orndorff. Technically sound, Mr. Wonderful. I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this, guys, for the next several weeks. So bear with me. Let's have some fun with this. This is history in the making. It doesn't get much better than this. You see that I changed around the camera angles? Over and over they go. Morocco and Orndorff. Orndorff still holding on to that armbar. Back to his feet as Morocco is in a prone position on the ring. And Fuji. Konnichiwa, bitches. Fuji-san, arigato from the chaos. Driving that knee into the left rear deltoid of Morocco, who's on the ground. Orndorff has the arm bar. The wrist lock still on. Thinking about growing a mustache. What do you think? Yeah? I've had it a couple of times. I usually don't have the mustache. I usually have the beard and no mustache. Trying to be up to date. And then let me see. Again, we have the old school setup here with the old 8x8 cassettes, reels, VCR, DVR. No one else does this old school. Again, no green screen, no editing, no sound and music. We have one simple sound system here. Her name's Alexa, but I don't want her to hear me. You guys know that, right? Let me see what we can do here so we can get a little levity on it. In the booth, I believe, is Gino Monsoon, Gorilla Monsoon. Again, we're in Chicago, the Rosemont Horizon, WrestleMania 2. Big Samoan drop by Morocco on Mr. Wonderful. What a way to start off WrestleMania 2 with two absolute legends and Hall of Famers here in the Rosemont Horizon. Here on Chaos Corner. It doesn't get much better than this, does it? And I will be breaking out the Honey Lemon Halls Mentholyptus later. Big back elbow by Orndorff as Morocco has him in the corner. Morocco with rights to the jib. Orndorff with a right elbow back to the jawline. And then one to the top of the dome piece on Morocco. Orndorff laying him in. Both guys going back and forth. Orndorff flips up. Morocco, Orndorff, both rolling over the top rope. Outside the ring. Both behemoths are outside the ring here at WrestleMania 2. 3 locations for WrestleMania 2, kind of like how they did it in Starrcade for the NWA and the Crockett Promotions when they had the different locations in the Omni in Atlanta and the Greensboro Coliseum. They might have just had 2 locations. But you see during this time, Crockett and McMahon were battling back and forth. NWA, WCW, Crockett Promotions, whatever you want to call it, against Vince here in the second WrestleMania, already trying to take over and destroy the territories and destroy all his competition. And we know the end result of what happened then. But there was no better time or era in my opinion, in this day and age. I talked about yesterday in WrestleMania 3 about how it went from rock and wrestling to cartoon characters, so on and so forth, and some of the silly, dumb gimmicks. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, no matter what era. Let's listen for the official word, because it looks like Morocco has been counted out of the match. And here's Morocco and Fuji walking through the crowd. Orndorff is in the ring. Let's get the official word from Howard Finkel, the Fink, if you will. I believe we have a count out from The Rock. Orndorff with the double bicep pose in the ring. Here we go. Let's listen to the word. We got to get the results. Don't mind my dome piece. Put on your sunglasses, will you, for crying out loud? We'll put a little bit of sound on it. No copyrights. I don't own the footage or the sound. You can't see or hear anything. I get 30 seconds to talk over it, 10 seconds anyway before anything happens. Here's the announcement. Morocco went face first into the ring post while both grapplers were outside of the ring. That was a quick first bout. Let's hear what the Fink, the legendary Howard Finkel, has to say. He's confirmed with the referee. I'm as confused as a baby at Hooters. Let's see what's going on here. They still haven't got an announcement. I believe it was either a double DQ or a double countout on WrestleMania 2. We're backstage. The Haiti Kid, along with Smoking Joe Frazier and Mr. T, who's going into the boxing match with Roddy Piper. Now, we haven't covered it yet. We haven't gone back to WrestleMania 1, but we will. You guys remember what happened at WrestleMania 1 in the main event. Hogan, Orndorff, Piper, Snuka. I believe the official word was a double countout. Here we go. This is for the Intercontinental Championship in the Rosemont Horizon in Illinois. We jump right into it. It's the Animal, George Steele, against the Macho Man, the reigning, defending Intercontinental Champion for the title. Now, we know the storyline back then, here in the late 80s, between George the Animal Steele and Miss Elizabeth. And you guys know the deal, right? Snap into a Slim Jim. And again, love Elizabeth. She was a pioneer. She's one of the first. Beautiful lady, easy on the eyes. But what did she add at ringside except to make Macho Man agitated? I mean, I really never understood the whole Miss Elizabeth gimmick, whether she was with Macho Man, Hogan, Lex Luger. God rest her soul. She was a great woman. But I really, really don't understand what they were trying to do there. I know it was his real life wife. I get all that. As they try to stumble through the crowd here, cops and security everywhere there in Chicago, which in 2024 has really turned into a shithole. Pardon my language, I don't mean to cuss. So this was your second matchup. And as I was talking about, and we're going to go forward to go back, I was talking about WrestleMania 3, which I covered here yesterday, and we were just talking about WrestleMania 1 because they had Mr. T backstage with Smoking Joe Frazier setting up for the boxing match later on today against Roddy Piper. If you remember in WrestleMania 1, it was Snuka and Hogan and Orndorff and Orton and Piper and T, and it was pandemonium for the original coming out of MTV, War to Settle the Score, Brawl to Settle it all. I talked about it yesterday, but here we go. Macho Man in the gold and green and pink, I guess you could say, sequin robe and the leopard bandana, the orange trunk saying the Macho Man on the back. And of course, George the Animal Steele with the black trunks, red stripes, and red boots. Liz wearing the beautiful spaghetti strap, purple sequined dress. Again, easy on the eyes, Miss Elizabeth. So here we go. Now, I don't even know who's announcing commentary. I don't care. I can hear Junior, that piece of goo that he's turned out to be. I'm not judging. I'm not just throwing it out there, an opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion. And then there's Steele running around the ring, with the whole hands fluttering all in the air, trying to chase Macho Man out. What do you think so far? We're 20 minutes in. WrestleMania 2. As we go through the different bouts, I already talked about the opening. This is the second bout of the night. WWF Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Now, just a little sidebar and useless tidbits of factual information that I give you here on Chaos Corner that no one else can bring to the table like I do. Back in the late 90s, I was honored and privileged enough to be on the same event and was able to talk to in the locker rooms and dressing rooms to George the Animal Steele. A nice guy. It was an honor and a privilege to have a conversation with the Animal about the business. Again, a lot of people say he was a stooge or he was standoffish or he was brilliant. Steele was excellent to me, very professional, and I appreciate his time back in the day, which what we want to say 30 years ago. Now Steele and Macho Man all over the ring, pillar to post, coast to coast, in and out. The Animal now has gotten Savage by the leg. He's biting by the ankle, but you're not going to get through. It's a leather boot. How is the Animal trying to bite through the leather boot of the Macho Man? Now, Steele's on the outside of the ring. Macho Man's stuck in the ropes, and he's literally taking a chomp out of the boots of the Macho Man. I don't get it. This isn't going to be a scientific matchup. As we know, George the Animal Steele has the brain of a dehydrated baby, a turnbuckle. But look at the strength as he lifts Macho Man up in the air with the double choke and then throws him down like a mere child. Now, Macho Man was in great shape back in the day and one heck of a wrestler by this point in his career. George the Animal Steele is a legend, always with that foreign object, always with the red or the green tongue. Biting a turnbuckle, ripping it off back in the day. But he turned his back and turned his attention to Miss Elizabeth. And now Macho Man putting a Mississippi mud hole, putting the boots to the Animal and choking him out through the ropes. One of my favorite maneuvers as a manager. The old boot to the head, the chair to the head, a rake to the eyes and an eye poke. Some of my favorite maneuvers along with the elbow. Macho Man top rope. Beautiful flying body press on the Animal. Here's the cover. Only a 2 count, and George kicks off on the Macho Man right through the ring ropes. Macho Man's outside. Again, Wrestlemania 2. I don't know the crowd offhand at the different facilities and different locations. I'll have to go back and duck go it. I don't go Google it like everyone says is the new phrase. I use duck go. Let that marinate. Steele right now pounding Macho Man from pillar to post, drags him back in the ring, only to throw him back out through the ropes, and Macho Man is crawling under the Wrestlemania insignia under the ring. You see old school, everything from the VHS, the DVD, cassettes, whatever you want to call it, the old school setup and operation board here, fans. This is what you get on this channel. It doesn't get anything better than this as I pull the chains because I'm always wrapped up in chains here. Macho Man back in the ring. Kind of a collar and elbow as Macho Man and George lock up, but the Animal's biting the forearm area of Macho Man, laying in the right arm, forearm shivers. Rights to the jib, and the Macho Man right back with a rake of the eyes. Holding and selling that left arm as Steele is trying to have a little bit of lunch on the Macho Man. Macho Man gets in the ring with a bouquet of flowers and bitch slaps Animal right across the face. Now flowers are going everywhere. And once again, the Animal biting on the forearm of Macho Man. Face first into the turnbuckle as Animal's holding the flowers. And now he's shoving the flowers in the face of the Macho Man. Slapping him from pillar to post and coast to coast, as I always say. Get used to that saying. Far side, Irish Rip into the corner. Savage is in big trouble against the Animal. But the Animal taking his time, going over to the turnbuckle, trying to rip the turnbuckle apart. His trademark of putting his teeth down and pulling the turnbuckle apart to get it exposed. But you're leaving Macho Man time to gather his wits. And Macho Man jumps him from behind, as I say that, grabbing him by both ears. Now there's all the stuffing and the padding as the Animal grinds it into the Macho Man's face. And there it is. He's getting all the stuffing. He's got Macho Man on the canvas. The debris from the turnbuckle is all over the place from the stuffing of the turnbuckle. Still getting Macho Man, rubbing it in his face, blinding out the champion right now. And again, I asked yesterday, you think Steele takes off that sweater before he showers? Macho Man out into the crowd trying to gain his wits with the remnants from the turnbuckle all through his eyes. Fans, thanks for being here. Much love and respect. I can't thank you enough for being here for these live-to-tape watch-alongs. Macho Man, the first one back in the ring as Steele is chasing him around the ring. Now George is over there pleading with Liz. Macho Man from the behind on the top rope. Outside on the ring. Double axe handle on the animal. Steele's in big trouble. Macho Man rolls him back into the ring. Again, Macho Man, as he did in WrestleMania 3 against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, jumps outside the ring post, outside of the ring. Unbelievable. Picks up, body slams the animal. Macho Man's going to fly. He's going to the top rope, the high rent district. Here he goes. Bango, the big elbow drop, and he drops it right across the throat of Steele. Here's the cover, hooks the leg. And the animal kicks out. What the fuck? How'd the animal kick out of that? Nobody kicks out. Is that why he's the animal? Macho back to his feet. And the Steele grabbing him by the proboscis. That's a quick way to stop someone, to the eyes, to the larynx, to the proboscis. That'll stop you quicker in your tracks than a locomotive, a spectral locomotive. In the corner, Macho Man is down. Bottom turnbuckle. Steele putting the boots to him. Now the ref is trying to admonish the animal. You didn't do anything before, ref. What are you doing? Savage with his foot on the ropes. Here's the cover. There's the 3 count. Illegally, Macho Man throws Steele to the canvas. Puts his foot up on the second ring rope in the corner. And there it is. There's your winner. Randy Macho Man Savage with Miss Elizabeth retains the WWF Intercontinental Championship in a match that was pure chaos, and that's pun intended. Wow. And Macho Man and Liz being ushered right off out of the arena there at the Rosemont Horizon as George Steele goes over to the next turnbuckle. He's fighting up and trying to tear it apart. What the fuck are you doing, Steele? And he's ripping it apart. Steele obviously went to get Macho Man in the corner. Macho with the double flip leg takedown. Beautiful wrestling maneuver takedown. Feet on the ropes, both foot on the ropes. 1, 2, 3. The ref has got his head up his ass. And there's your winner. WrestleMania 2. Defending the Intercontinental Championship. It's the Macho Man, Randy Savage, over the animal, who's now going after the referee. He literally portrayed his character and his gimmick like a lunatic. Fans, don't go anywhere. This is going to be at least 2 parts, maybe 3. Roma. Mancini. What are you guys doing here just showing up out of nowhere? What? All right, I'm coming up. Guys, don't go anywhere. Live to tape right now. Pretty Paul Roma, Mario Mancini, the owners and trainers at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling have shown up here to the bunker. We're at almost 30 minutes in here. We're only done a couple of matches. Don't go anywhere. I see Mean Gene Okerlund about to interview Big John Studd and Bill Fralick, the former NFL player. Roma and Mancini are here. I got to have a quick conference. This concerns the future of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. I'll say that to say this. Don't go anywhere, and don't you dare miss it. I'm coming right back. This is probably going to be a 3-parter. Studd and Fralick are getting ready to go at it. Roma and Mancini are getting ready to go at it. I got to go.